Hello and welcome to the Sidings. And today, in the Sidings, we have... I think it's a steam engine. No, it's a ship. It's an old paddle boat. Nope. This is the London Southwestern Railway's paddle boxes. So named by... Hold on. Just entering a message here. So named because of the splashers. They look like that on a paddle ship. Hence the paddle box. So you get the Yuri P. Green and Royal livery. There's all these different... And then here's another Royal livery. And you could tell that there were some... I can't tell which ones are which. Well, these guys that say British Railways on them are in the Southern Black. Those were touched by Bullied. But I cannot tell which ones were touched by Yuri and which ones were touched by Drummond or made by Drummond. Now, these were express engines, but they weren't really that good. So, a lot of times, now they did make it through the wars, and we're seeing unfast goods trains. There's a ton of quick drives. I'm not gonna pull them all out, but I must say, for the modeling work, I love it. It is great. I gave this engine a quick run, and she handles really well. And if I must have a favorite livery, I'd have to say it's 458 right here. This livery. Oh, baby. Oh, yes. But I will give this engine this. It is a unique engine. And yeah, it was a pile of junk, but here's the thing. Engines that we consider charming nowadays were either not considered charming back in the day, or they were considered a big pile of trash. Now, are there things about this engine that would be nice to see? Yes. Now, like I said, this is the entire pack. This is with all the modifications and everything. Also, there will be a list, like, on the side somewhere. It'll show you, like, everything you need for the quick drive. In fact, I'm going to have a little bit of a section here. No talkies. You guys get to copy down everything. I'll see you in a couple minutes. Okay, now, is there a thing that these engines could have pulled? Pardon me. Is there a thing that these engines could have pulled? I don't think it was actually put in the quick drive list, but a lot of people would be like, oh, but there isn't. Or if there is, it'd look really dorky. Well, as you've seen in the beginning train spotting video, and as you'll see here, here's a suggestion of something that they could pull on, say, a heritage railway, if you want to preserve one. So let's watch. Yeah, that's right. What you just saw was the LSWR six-wheeled stock. The block stock. And, in all honesty, yeah, it's a big engine just pulling them, but still, like, imagine this. This is your first tender engine on a Heritage Railway. You've already got a standard 3 Mogul, or an IV 2MT tank, and you need to get a train moving. And you've got this thing, it's good to go. All you need to do, hitch it to some coaches, bye. Once again, pardon the coughing. I am going to give these engines a really good recommendation, but I'm also going to say this. If you don't like these engines because of how they look, that's fine. I don't mind how they look. I don't mind that that they either have the great big splashers or the running board here is raised above the drive wheels. I don't care about that. Do they pull trains? Yes. Now, within the quick drive consoles that you've seen, there is one thing I'm kind of surprised they're not using, which is the milk wagon pack from DT. I'm not saying this because I'm trying to rep DT or anything. I'm saying this because ding, coughing, go away. I'm saying this because there are pictures of these engines pulling milk trains. But I'm having a think that there is a milk wagon pack somewhere down the line of CW that may or may not come out after projects have come out. I'm not going to say what the projects are, nor am I going to say that this is a 100% truthful statement. What I am saying is, you can use the DT milk wagon pack to make a milk train that these engines would have pulled. I'm just saying, I'm surprised it's not on the quick drives. But little things like that aside, do I recommend the engine? Yes. And today, ladies and germs, now that I don't have the hiccups, or now that I'm not coughing but I got the hiccups, let's grab our train today. So, I've grabbed one of these engines, 461, with the LSWR's bogeyed suburban coaches, a 5-coach block stock, and a little luggage van. That is our whistle. I think it's okay. I want to say the sounds either came from the T3. I want to say the sounds came from the T3, but I could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time I was wrong. But here's my thing. There are no real ones left. So, in all honesty, what we have works. And sometimes, and TS, as well as trains, and even Railroads Online and other games like that, follow one mentality that I love. It is known as the MDM mentality. The make, do, and mend. So I'm gonna quiet down. We're gonna look around the cab. Are you kidding? Okay, this thing has a steam reverser. Okay, I've got that prepared, ready to go. There's our whistles, and now we run. she seems to be handling herself really well. And for, an express engine, she's not doing too bad. I mean, the speed's nice. And I have noticed that she seems to be a bit hungry. And a bit thirsty. In other words, she uses a lot of coal and water. But I guess that's to be expected with an engine like this, especially when they tried 4-row superheaters and everything to keep the engines from using so much coal by superheating the boiler water. But I feel like that only made the problem worse. It did mitigate some of the problem, but also it did use a little bit more water with the superheaters. At least from what I understand. I could be wrong. Once again, please sound off if I am. But really, these engines were good. And I say good in that, I mean, they were literally a better choice than the C14s or E2s that were around. And let's just say this. For what she is, I like her. And she is staring directly into our souls. And for what she is, she's a solid performer. I mean, A+ material right now. I do have to say that, her being hungry and thirsty, it's a byproduct of the actual engine. And they did have steaming issues. I'm gonna say this. If you get the crappy luck of the draw with this game, where it decides, oh, you're gonna get steaming issues today? Hey, you'll be living the usual life of an LSWRT 14 driver. But you want to know something? Sometimes not going for a totally historical accuracy on an engine like this is good. Makes it a little more fun to drive, and you're not left going and tearing your hair out, screaming, crying, and begging that the God above you actually hears your pleas to make a good engine. But as we come into the station, I'm gonna say that's all I've got for this episode. I will see you in the next review. Bye.